It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Jerry Caldwell, on a Friday, November 1st, 2024, or as some call it, Dia de los Muertos. Man, I suck at Spanish. Dia de los Muertos. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead. Hi to all those who have passed.
If you're dead, it's your day.
Yeah, which if you're us inside the treehouse, that's a lot of people we know. Woo! I mean, a lot. Wow. Lots of dead people we know, it seems. I would put us up against Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense as knowing more dead people. Thankfully, we don't see them like he does. Because we would not be having such a fun time in here if that was the case. Luckily, we don't, and so we're not. Today is Friday, November 1st, 2024. Hope you had a wonderful Halloween. Hope you got all the candy. Two things I want to start with before I tell you about an unholy alliance in the food kingdom. I need to tell you about... I saw briefly yesterday that if you overindulge in the candy, if you eat too much candy, whether you took it from your kids or you went trick-or-treating yourself, whatever the case is, if you ate too much candy, you can counteract it in your microbiome, which is also known as your gut, in your tummy, your stomach, and your guts. If you ate too much candy, balance it out by eating sauerkraut. Because according to scientists, the good bacteria in the fermented foods are good for your gut after all the ravaging you've done with the sugar and stuff from the candy. And it doesn't have to be sauerkraut. That's just a good example. It can be other fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, kombucha, which tastes terrible, but when you learn that it's fermented, which is just another way of saying rotting, those are other options. I suggest the yogurt or the sauerkraut route, but that's just me. You do you. If you overindulged, get you some fermented foods. There's our public service of the day. Now let's get on to more important things, which is an unholy alliance in the food world. I love a good mashup. I like remixes on songs sometimes. Sometimes I like reboots of movies just to see the different directions that they may go. But this is certainly one that I did not see coming. In recent years, there's been a trend in the food world to take one well-known food item and pair it with another. And then you have a new creation that then both companies can sell. And one of the newest of these, I'm going to let the anchors at Fox 10 tell you about. This is Fox 10 in, I have no idea, but it's Fox 10 somewhere, okay? I'm going to let the anchors of Fox 10 tell you about one of the newest food mashups in the food world, and you're not going to believe your ears. Are you ready? Here we go.
Product might hit the sweet spot.
Hormel is partnering with General Mills breakfast product Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm sorry, what? I would like to point out that if you have been a broadcaster for a long enough time, at some point in your career, you have mistakenly said that word. And it's usually at the most inopportune time. I did it during a weather report, during, I think it was a tornado warning for Hunt County. Hunt County. And I say it that way for hopefully the very obvious reason that because I didn't say Hunt County on that particular day years ago. And because I did not say Hunt County, I now make sure that I over deliver the H in Hunt County, because it's really easy to flip those two. And next thing I knew, I was delivering a scary tornado report for County.
I'll never forget that because I had to pull that audio and I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah, he said it. Yeah. Not only did I say it, it aired.
Yeah.
Because anyone that heard it was in such shock. that was how hard I hit the on the air. I hit that so hard, everyone froze. I will say it was probably the most paid attention to weather alert in the history of North Texas. The day that I said County.
I actually remember that. I was listening.
Yeah, so that's why I now say Hunt County. So that was my C-bomb screw up, and now we have this young anchor's C-bomb screw up, courtesy of Fox 10 and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Spot.
Hormel is partnering with General Mills breakfast products, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's a family show. Flavor is hand-rolled into the snacks of the big guy bacon. He's not going to be able to make it.
Matt, you interested?
Man, I love it. I love people laughing. It's one of the sweetest sounds that there is in this world. It's one of the reasons I love doing this show, because it's all about fun and laughter. But I absolutely love it when when TV news anchors, who are typically the most buttoned up and staunch professionals, when they crack and lose it, I lose it. But especially when in this particular situation, it's the female anchor actually laughing harder than the guy who just dropped the C-bomb.
I love how they always throw it to the weather guy.
Yeah, it's always up to like the weather guy or the traffic reporter to clean up the mess that the anchor just made.
Uh-huh.
So how do you think this weather guy's going to react?
Oh, he's got to have a comeback joke.
All right, let's take a listen here. Let's start it over.
Hormel is partnering with General Mills breakfast products, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's a family show. Flavor is hand-rolled into the snacks of the big guy bacon. He's not going to be able to make it.
Matt, you interested?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be trying any of that.
Man, I think that would get more men to try it.
Right?
Sorry, man, but if you come out with the cinnamon toast, light me up.
Or they may go, I have that for breakfast every day.
Well, if it was cinnamon toast flavored, I'm sure you would. Sorry, baby. Have you had breakfast yet? Although it does, they do actually sell separately of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. They actually do sell the Cinnamon Toast Crunch seasoning powder. Like, it's just the Cinnamon Toast Crunch in a jar that you can shake on things. So if you and the missus want to role play shake and bake, you're welcome.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
All right, let's get you into a new car. If you're in the market for a new car, you need to get a hold of our friends at Fair Lease. The website, fairlease.org. That's fairlease.org. You want to save time on finding the new vehicle? Well, Fair Lease can help you do that, because you're not going to waste hours or days going from dealership to dealership trying to find the perfect car. Instead, you can just check out the inventory that Fair Lease has on their website, fairlease.org, and they'll bring it right to you. And if by some chance they don't have in their current inventory what you're looking for, they'll go get it. They'll go get it, and then they bring it to you. There you go. You're saving a bunch of time. Then you can save money when you lease versus buy. And Fair Lease is partnered directly with Credit Union, so you can get great rates as well. You might even be able to take advantage of no payments for 90 days. So you can kick back on your phone, computer, go to fairlease.org, shop for a new car, and go, man, I want that one. and then they'll bring it to you. And you may not have to pay for the thing for 90 days. Give them a call. Let them show you how you can lease the no-hassle way inside the treehouse when you go to fairlease.org. That's fairlease.org.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
That first segment of the Treehouse brought to you by Fair Lease. To save time and money on your next new vehicle, go to fairlease.org. That is fairlease.org. The Treehouse is driven 5 days a week by our friends at Fair Lease. Once again, the website, fairlease.org. That is, well, maybe twice, fairlease.org. Have any of you guys seen The Joker 2? The follow-up to the very popular, highest grossing R-rated film of all time until Deadpool and Wolverine. The follow-up to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Have you seen Joker 2?
Have not seen it yet.
Trey, I don't think you have either, right?
No.
Did you guys know it was a musical?
Yes.
I didn't know it was a musical until I started hearing the screams coming from the movie theater and the people bitching about it online about how they said it was absolute trash. It was a garbage film. There might have been some comparisons or arguments as to what was worse, Joker 2 or the Dallas Cowboys. Jury's still out on that one. But basically, everyone's really pissed off about Joker 2, disappointed, especially because the director, Todd Phillips, snuck a musical in on us. Because while I guess you shouldn't be totally surprised that a movie centered around singing that has Lady Gaga in it, Lady Gaga is capable of just normal acting without singing. She's very good at it. But apparently they leaned into the singing, and we got a Joker sequel that is a musical that no one asked for. And I'm hesitant because I was going to go see it. Like my wife and I were like, Tara was super excited to go to the movie because she was, yay, popcorn. And we loved the first one. So we were excited to go see Joker 2. And then we started hearing the reviews coming out. And then we were like, you know what? Maybe let's wait until it's streaming. Now it's time for Quentin Tarantino to enter the chat because apparently he loved it. And we all just didn't get the film, which is what some film aficionados tried saying is you just didn't get it. It was just too smart for you. You just wanted a violent Joker comic book film, and it's just not that. It's a character study and blah, 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 blah. Shut up. And yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted a movie about the Joker, and I didn't get it. Even though we liked the first one. So we knew what he was playing with, Todd Phillips, a director, but we just didn't get any of that in the second one.
It's a
Trey, did you ever see the first one? Say it again.
It's a comic book character. I mean, that's what people are expecting. You know, I mean, and if there was ever someone to take the snooty, high road of you didn't get it, it's such a Tarantino move.
Now, Trey, I forget, did you see the first one?
I saw part of it.
Okay. Really good, very dark, kind of disturbing, but at the end of it, it was a really good film. Jerry, I think you saw it, right?
I haven't seen it yet either.
All right, well, you got homework. Well, Quentin Tarantino says he figured out Joker 2. He loves it, and he applauds it. He also calls the director of the Joker, Todd Phillips, the Joker. So in all of this, people are trying to figure out the film. Quentin Tarantino said that Todd Phillips, the director of the Joker and the Joker 2, is in fact the Joker. He says Todd Phillips is the Joker. The Joker directed the movie. The entire concept, even him spending the studio's money, he's spending it like the Joker would spend it, all right? He's saying you to the movie audience. He's saying you to Hollywood. He's saying you to anybody who owns any stock at DC and Warner Brothers. Todd Phillips is the Joker. If that's the case, that's it's an interesting angle. And if that is in fact true, with Todd Phillips saying you to everybody, well, guess what? You're going to get a real big you right back.
Was he contractually obligated to make this movie?
I don't know. There's always ways out of these things. Even if you have a contract, all contracts can be, eradicated as we've experienced in our lives. And we've seen. So there's always ways to get out of it, even if you are. So if you just don't want to do it, you can just find a way not to do it. They studios and directors sever ties due to creative differences all the time. But it is an interesting take from Tarantino that we all just basically got jokered. Do you agree? Do you think we all got jokered, or did we all just get?
I mean, that's if he did, do that, then hopefully he's made enough money in his career. Because certainly, if I'm a studio, I'm gonna be like, well, you're not gonna do that to us. That seems like a pretty big gamble. Yeah. Now, I get if Tarantino, from what I've read, if he was saying that Todd Phillips directed the movie as the Joker, okay, maybe, but saying they spent the two studios' money like the Joker,
yeah, that's the part that'll make it real difficult to be making any movies.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a biopic that you do about yourself that's titled Me, because that's really about all that's going to end up happening here. It's just going to be a whole lot of you and yourself in a room, and that's about it. Because while Hollywood will give you a lot of leeway in some things, especially if you make it some money up front, if you screw them, they will absolutely screw you back. Had the movie made money, they'd have been fine with it.
Right.
Hollywood doesn't care if you say you and you back up a Brinks truck to the gates of the studio, but if you say you to them and you make no money, well, then you're going to be SOL.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest. If it was Marvel, you might be able to get away with it, but this is DC.
Yeah,
it's not a moneymaker.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if Robert Downey Jr. wants to do a middle finger to all of us and say, we're all going to be like, okay, can I have another one?
Yeah.
Which he's probably going to do when he takes over the role as Dr. Doom.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it'll be expected then because he's a villain.
Aren't we still waiting on Tarantino's quote unquote last movie?
Maybe he's wanting to do Joker 3.
I would watch that.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Let's get Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration into the Treehouse. 833-COOK-DFW for your free roof inspection. The website, cookdfw.com. You guys do lots of great work on roofs, and the restoration part of the side of the business also means you're doing remodeling work underneath the roof inside the home as well. And you were telling me just recently that you, Daniel, and Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration offer lifetime warranties on all your work.
Yeah, Dan, that's something that we talked about for a while now, and we decided to go ahead and just pull the trigger on it. We've had excellent reviews. We've had excellent referrals. People really love our work when they give us a chance, and we just want to put our money where our mouth is. And, and that's the best way I can always say that is just back it up. Back it up. When I was growing up and I told somebody I was going to kick their ass, you got to back it up. Well, now that I'm a grown man and we're doing professional services on people's homes and I tell them that they're never going to have a better experience, I'm backing it up. We're going to take care of your home because we want you to have that peace of mind knowing that after we left, you have the very best product left behind. Your home is safe. Your family's taken care of. And that you don't have to worry about us not coming back.
You can experience it for yourself, and you can put your money where Daniel's mouth is, and he'll honor it. As you just heard, even if he dies, he's still going to honor this stuff. I mean, that's some serious integrity and quality craftsmanship to have the confidence to be like, yeah, this is how we do things. So you give the man a call for that free roof inspection, 833-COOK-DFW, the website, cookdfw.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you would like to advertise in the Treehouse, you can do that. Just give us a shout. treehouseonair@gmail.com. If you would like to advertise right here inside the Treehouse, shoot us an email. treehouseonair@gmail.com. All right. Now that we've had enough cues for an entire show, even though we're only just a couple of segments in, there's one more cue out of Russia that I am just floored by. Okay. A Russian court has fined Google because they've ruled that Google basically banned Russian content from their YouTube platform. And because of this, a Russian court has ruled that Google owes Russian media stations around $20 decillion in fines for blocking their content. And the fines could get bigger, even though I don't even know how much $20 decillion is. They say, to put that into perspective, the World Bank estimates global GDP is around $100 trillion, which is peanuts compared to the prospective fine. Google would therefore have to find more money than exists on Earth to pay Moscow. But on Tuesday, fell just a little short of that when it posted $88 billion in quarterly revenue. I'm going to tell you now how many zeros this is, because it looks like a joke. This looks like such an extreme joke that you would have been bored with making zeros for a joke of this magnitude, okay? Here's what 20 decillion looks like. All right. I'm going to count sets of zeros. So we all know how in numbers, there's 3 zeros, then a comma,
Right.
3 zeros, then a comma, right? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. All right, we all got that? Here we go. I'm going to count sets of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, at this point, 7 sets of zeros really establishes the freakish amount of money that you want to, use as, say, a joke, as a stupid punchline. And I'm not done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sets of zeros, and then another 0 and a 2. That gets you $20 decillion. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 commas.
Wow.
I've heard people brag before. They use commas to brag about the size of their wealth. Oh, well, I'm 3 comma rich. Pfft, bitch, please. I'm 5 comma rich. Well, I'm 6 comma. Let's see. When you get to 1 comma, 2 comma, that's in the millions. 3 commas, now you're in the billions. 4 commas. After billion, that's trillion, right, Trey?
Right.
Yep.
So we're
Quadrillion,
talking 1,
quintillion.
2, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4 commas will get you into the upper echelon of Earth's richest people. Elon Musk is in the hundreds of billions, right? Like 100 billion something. Zuckerberg, 100 billion. There's a couple other people that might be close to that. So that is, what did I say, 4 commas? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 4 commas. A Russian court has fined Google 11 commas worth of money. You know what? I guess if you're just going to ask for some nonsense, go for it.
I mean,
Go big or go home.
Dr. Evil is now a judge.
I love that you said that because I had the same thought. Like, did Vladimir Putin dress as Dr. Evil for Halloween and say, I'm going to find Google $20 decillion? That's not even a word. They had to have just made that up, right? I don't know what the words are between trillion and decillion. Like, is there 50 Sicilian million dollars? I don't fucking know.
Quadrillion, quintillion.
See, you get lost after a while.
Sextillion, septillion, octillion. And I do not know what the ninth one is.
And then you still got 2 more to go.
That's
okay,
crazy.
so I guess it is doing the Latin thing then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think. I think you're right, though, Trey. I think if Dr. Evil is doing a head tilt, maybe you've overshot it a little bit.
I mean, I know things are going bad in Russia, but damn, I mean, is that what you go to the people with? I know you're starving, but hey, we have $20 decillion on our way. Just be patient.
And if we can get Google to pay just half that,
yeah,
then we'll be doing really good.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Look, I know it's a big number, but maybe we can meet in middle. Let's get Jacqueline from Brooks Plumbing into the Treehouse now. For any and all of your plumbing wants and needs, give her and all of them there a call, 214-368-3838. The website, brooksplumbingtexas.com. When I had my house in Dallas, Jacqueline, you came out a few times to help us with some issues, and your response time was phenomenal. And it wasn't just because it was me. It was because that's the kind of company you run. You go out of your way trying to help every client and try to get there as soon as you can.
Well, I mean, the reality of it is that plumbing is unfortunately a need and not so much a want. Yes, you can want to remodel the bathroom and that's not pressing, but typically when it comes to service or leak investigations, et cetera, if you've got a stoppage on the main line and you don't know and you keep putting liquid or, waste into the drains, if it has nowhere to go, it will come back in the house. And at that point in time, it's no longer a want, it's a need. And that sort of thing can't wait. When you have those emergencies, you have got to figure out how to manage the crew so that you can have the best response time.
That's right. And they'll show up and they'll do it quickly. Call Jacqueline from Brooks Plumbing for any and all of those plumbing wants and needs. 214-368-3838. And again, that website, brooksplumbingtexas.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Be sure to find and follow us on social media for the show. It is at Treehouse on Air. I think we're fun to follow. I enjoy it. You can do that across all social media platforms at Treehouse on Air, or you can just find it by searching Treehouse Podcast. All right. Over the last week, leading up to Halloween, here inside the Treehouse, we were playing a special edition of Treehouse Versus, where I ask you guys to make a difficult choice between two things, two situations, two scenarios. And leading up to Halloween, we were doing a spooky edition of Versus. Halloween villains, Halloween movie villains. You're in a dark stairwell and trying to decide who do you want to try to go up against to make an escape attempt. Was it Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers, Chucky versus Annabelle? You get the idea. We decided to extend it by an additional day because today is Dia de los Muertos. It's like Halloween plus, right? So inside the Treehouse, we're going to do Spooky Versus Plus. And I'm going to hand the reins over to Trey because he had an idea for something that would be truly terrifying to cap off the week of Spooky Versus inside the Treehouse. Trey, take it over, sir.
So, I'm not worried about dying at the hands of Jason or Freddy or Michael Myers or, Chucky. But dying at the hands of a crazy woman is certainly something I can see happening. And, it's kind of, how do you want to go out? So I thought of, two characters that, present a conundrum on, you're going to die, but how do you want to go out?
Okay.
So first, Catherine Trammell, Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct.
Oh. Versus
Alex Forrest, Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction.
I don't like your game. This is too scary. It's also too real.
Tell me about it.
I like being the host of this game. I don't like being subjected to this masochistic stuff. All right, hang on. Let me think about this. All right, so for Spooky Versus, an extended version, you're making me and Jerry decide between Catherine Trammell from Basic Instinct, played by
Sharon
Stone, and the character Alex Forrest from Fatal Attraction, portrayed by Glenn Close.
Yes.
This is a toughie. Let me look here, and I'll try to present this as best as I can. Let's take a quick look at Fatal Attraction. Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. Dare I say, maybe her sexiest look of her career. That's the film where she goes crazy on Michael Douglas. This is from 1987. This is one of the few films that my parents did not let me watch as a kid. They were fine with me watching Jaws, but not Fatal Attraction. Oof. All right. So Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction or Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct. Technically the character, Catherine Trammell. I'm going to go with Sharon Stone. The Catherine Trammell from Basic Instinct. Mainly because she wasn't the killer in that film.
Did we ever really find out for sure?
Pretty sure it was the brunette. I think Catherine Trammell was innocent in Basic Instinct. I mean, not innocent in other ways, but she's at least innocent of murder. She's guilty of plenty of other things. But yeah, and she was certainly dangerous and edgy, but she didn't kill anybody's rabbit in a pot. So I'm gonna go with Catherine Trammell from Basic Instinct. Jerry, what about you?
I am also with Catherine Trammell because I don't want one of my dogs boiled. I don't have any bunnies.
Trey, where do you fall on this? On an ice pick?
Yes. Down a stairs into an ice pick.
How would you like to die? On the rocks, please.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
On freshly picked rocks.
If you thought 2024 couldn't get any scarier, you were wrong. Back for its 36th year, Hangman's House of Horrors is the best haunted house experience in DFW. Hangman's House of Horrors isn't just an award-winning haunted house. They have something for everyone, including an interactive art exhibit called The Beauty of Horror that would make even Vincent van Gogh cry and cut his other ear off. And you can test your zombie apocalypse skills in their Outbreak exhibit. Hangman's House of Horrors is located at 4400 Blue Mound Road in Fort Worth and is open every weekend through November 2nd. For more information and to buy tickets starting at just $39, visit hangmans.com. That's hangmans.com.
Do it.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
All right, back inside the Treehouse now. Dan O'Malley here with you, along with Trey Trenholm and Jerry Caldwell. Look, there's still some really fun stuff that I need to tell you here on a Friday inside the Treehouse. But in order to do it, we have to first set the proper tone. And then the way to really set the proper tone on any Friday inside the Treehouse, it must be done with, of course, birthdays. So today is Friday, November 1st, 2024. Welcome to November, everyone. Birthdays today. She played Osha on Game of Thrones. Even though I watched every single episode of Game of Thrones, I have no idea who that character is. But the actor's name is Natalia Tina. She is 40 today. She was also Nymphadora Tonks in the Harry Potter movies, which I also think is one of Jerry's nicknames, Nymphadora Tonks.
I used to dance under that name in the 90s.
Everyone thinks Magic Mike was about, Randy, Master Blaster from LeBaire, but it was really about Jerry, who danced under the dance name Nymphadora Tonks back in the day. How is that name in a children's book? That's from Harry Potter. Jesus. Ugh. Okay. So anyway, Natalia Tina turns 40. Badger on Breaking Bad. Matt Jones, he is 43 today. Bo Bice from American Idol Season 4 is 49. Jenny McCarthy is 52 from is it The Masked Singer that she's on?
Yes.
And she's also married to Donnie Wahlberg. So happy birthday to Jenny McCarthy. Also, what was the show on MTV back in the day? That she was
TRL?
it was the game show that she was sort of the co-host on.
Oh.
It was one with the heart. It was like a breakup. Whatever. She got her start in Playboy. Then she was on that show on MTV. Jenny McCarthy. She's 52.
She went on Loveline?
No, it wasn't Loveline. Jerry, we look it up real quick. Jenny McCarthy MTV
I'm on
show.
it.
Thank you. Other birthdays today. Toni Collette turns 52. If you've never seen any episodes of The United States of Tara, she plays Tara on that, and it's phenomenal. She's very, very good. She's also in a bunch of other films. She was the mom in The Sixth Sense. Sophie B. Hawkins, the Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover singer, turns 60. Rick Allen, who is Def Leppard's one-armed drummer. He is 61 today. And I'd like to think that Pour Some Sugar on Me was his anthem, because that's one thing that he could do with one arm. While also keeping in mind he could play drums like Animal from the Muppets.
Right.
I mean, my God. I mean, hands, feet, teeth, elbow. If you put a stick in it, and he was whacking a drum with it. Other birthdays today: Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers is 62. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, is 64. He got the job because Steve Jobs died. Fernando Valenzuela, the former Dodgers pitcher, is at least 64. We don't really know his actual age because I don't know if he's ever been honest about it. Lyle Lovett, who was once married to Julia Roberts, is 67. And I think that's
Fernando Valenzuela still alive?
I'm wondering that myself. I thought I saw something a couple of days ago that he was in the news, and I wondered, did he die?
Well, yeah, because after the first game of the World Series, they had his number spray painted on the mound, and they put a baseball wherever, I forgot what number it was, but I feel like he's no longer with us. Oh, wow. He just died October 22nd.
Yeah, see, that's why I saw him pop up on my feed. It's because he did just die. Well, what year do they put on his headstone? Because they don't know how old he was. And I don't know if he's ever, if you're ever going to come clean about your real age, it's usually on your deathbed, but I really don't know if he ever said how old he was.
There's a whole list of 80s and 90s baseball players. That question will always remain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't know, like all the Dominican signees, Central American signees, they all said that they were 17 and 18 so they could get signed, but for all we know, they were 44.
Yeah.
At least when Satchel Paige started his major league career, he actually was, I think, in his 40s, and he was like, hey, I'm old, and I'm still doing this. Fernando Valenzuela. Today is his birthday, but he just missed it, having lived 1,000 years and playing in baseball for a good chunk of that. Happy birthday to Fernando Valenzuela. Jerry, did you find out what the show is that Jenny McCarthy was on MTV?
Singled Out.
Singled Out. That's the one. My brain can only hold on to so many shows that I used to watch. That there's still one show that I can never remember the name of that aired. I believe it was on Saturday mornings. It was in the 80s, so it was, regular TV. It was a sibling show where it was like brothers and sisters typically, and it was a game show, and they would compete, and then they would leave the podium and go run to like this 2-leveled system of goods that they could get and win. And I could never remember the name of that. Double Dare? Remember that all day. I can't remember this other game show, and I couldn't remember Singled Out, which I feel singled out not being able to remember. Has anyone seen my brain? Does that game show ring any bells for you guys?
It does.
Nope.
You said it was in the 80s?
It was in the 80s. It was a sibling game show, and they had like products and toys and things on off on the side that they could go and get and take and keep.
Finders Keepers.
Is that it? Hang on, let me look real quick.
Seems like that'd be something hosted by that Mark guy.
I think it was. And everyone knows the Mark guy that you're talking about.
Exactly.
We don't know his name. We don't know his full name. We just know it's that Mark guy who hosted the kid show. And at one point, he was the host of Double Dare.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
That segment brought to you by Fair Lease. To save time and money on your next new vehicle, go to fairlease.org. That's fairlease.org, and lease the no-hassle way from our friends at Fair Lease. All right, Jerry, you said the name of the game show that I couldn't remember from the 80s is Finders Keepers?
Finders Keepers. Yes, hosted by Wesley Ure. And then the syndicated version was hosted by Larry Toffler.
Those names don't sound familiar. What was the I did like a quick image search, and it looks familiar because it looks like a 2-story house. The kids would go up the stairs and get stuff. I don't think this is the show that I'm thinking of, though. I watched this one, but the image in my mind, the memory in my mind is different than what I'm seeing here in my image results on the Google. What's the description say about the show?
Let's see. Finders original version. It was a game played in 2 rounds, each with 2 halves. The first half of each round involved finding hidden pictures in a complex drawing. The second half involved ransacking rooms in a large house built on stage.
Okay, what was the first thing? You had said something earlier, like something about it was teams of siblings, right?
Yes.
Read that.
Actually, did it say that? Finders Keepers is an American children's game, is what it said. That debuted on Nickelodeon and later aired first-run syndication starting in '88. The show featured 2 teams of 2 children attempting to find hidden objects in different rooms of a house. So that doesn't specifically say siblings.
No. Read that again, though. Yeah. The only reason I'm asking you to say that, to read it again, because it sounds familiar and I'm trying to place it.
Finders Keepers is an American children's game show that debuted on Nickelodeon in 1987 and later aired in first-run syndication starting in 1988. The show featured 2 teams of 2 children attempting to find hidden objects in different rooms of a house.
Yeah. I don't remember watching this show, but I remember playing this game at my uncle's house that we were no longer allowed to go to. And if you find it, you win, at least according to him.
Oh.
I feel like Jerry just either wasn't listening and found some new piece of information, or he was listening and he is completely traumatized now by the
that was a kind of a grenade. Just pull the pin out.
That was one of the items we had to find. Just like my grandfather would say, pull my finger. My weird uncle go, here, pull this pen off of my ass. I'm kidding. What was the did you find something else fun?
I'm telling.
What?
Yeah, Dan never did.
I was told specifically not to. All right. Follow all things Treehouse at Treehouse On Air, the website treehouseonair.com, social media at Treehouse On Air. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Turnholm1. And for Jerry, it's at that Jerry Guy. We will see you Monday right back here inside the Treehouse.